Hello friends. Now in last lecture we started new chapter, that is surface area and volume of cuboid and cube. In that lecture we saw questions related to the surface area of cube and cuboid. Now in this lecture we will start questions related to the volume of cube and cuboid. So here is the very first question. If the volume of a cuboid is 440 centimeter cube, that I am taking from page 782, example number 2. A match, sorry, if the volume of a cuboid, if the volume of a cuboid is 440 centimeter cube and area of its base and area of its base is area of its base is 88 centimeters square, then find the height of the cuboid. Then find the height of the cuboid. Okay, so volume you have to, sorry, volume is given, area of base is given. So let us see how to solve this. It's not that much very difficult. Volume is given and area of base is given. So if there is a cuboid, okay, in this way, if we have a cuboid, okay, area of base. So here if this is L and this is B, so actually we have given L into B because its base is in a shape of a rectangle and area of rectangle is product of its dimension, that is L into B. So here we can start with volume is equal to 440. Now volume's formula is L into B into H, that is 450, and L into B is given. L into B is 88. So 88 into H is equal to 440. Therefore, H is equal to 440 upon 88, 44. So H is equal to 2 centimeters. So this is the final answer. Please note it down. Then we will see the next question. Okay, now next question that I am taking from example number 4, page number same, that is 782. Example 4, page 782. If volume of a cube, if volume of a cube is 5832, find its edge and whole surface area. Find its edge and whole surface area, that is total surface area. Now to get this total surface area we must need its edge. So even if it is not given in the question that find edge, definitely we have to find its edge to get its total surface area. So volume is equal to 5832, and according to formula volume is a cube, it is 5832. Therefore a is equal to cube root of 5832. Okay, so here a is equal to 18. As Here dimensions are not, no, dimensions are given. It is given, it is 5832 centimeter cube. So this will be centimeter. So A is this. Now whole surface area, that is total surface area, is 6a square. Therefore TSA is equal to 6 into 18 square. Therefore TSA is equal to 6 multiplied by 324. Therefore TSA is equal to 324. It's 18 square is, okay, 18 square is 324. So final answer is, I'm taking from book only, 1944. Okay, 1944 centimeter square. That is the final answer. So please note it down. Then we'll see the next question. Okay, now next question is, I'm taking from page number 73. Okay, example number 7. Cube of h 9 centimeter, a cube of edge 9 centimeter is immersed completely in a cuboidal vessel containing in a cuboidal vessel containing water. If the dimensions of the base, if the dimensions of the base of the vessel are and 18 centimeter, find the rise in water level. Find the rise in water level in the vessel. Okay, so there is a cube of edge 9 centimeter. Okay, suppose if I draw the diagram, it is something like this. Suppose this is a cuboidal tank. Okay, but obvious its length and height that are given to us. Okay, now there is a small cube which is uh, kept inside this, so definitely its water level goes up. Okay, but the height, sorry, the length and the breadth of that water column will be same. Here, in other words, we can say that volume of water or the height of water, Suppose if I consider this is h, okay, then its length and breadth remain these only. Okay, so what I have to find, how much water level will rise. Okay, so first of all here I can write volume of water displaced displaced by uh, volume of water displaced is equal to volume of cube. Okay, um, whatever is the volume of cube, that much water in the cuboid will be displaced. Okay, so here this is the length L and this is the B breadth. Okay, now suppose, okay, better to start with this. Suppose uh, rise in water level is h centimeters. Okay, now we can say now volume of water displaced is equal to volume of cube, and therefore volume of water displaced is L into B into H is equal to A cube. Now here L is 18, B is 15, H we have to find, and A it is also given, that is 9 cube. So here I can say H, small h, is equal to 9 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 9 upon 18 into 15. Okay, so it is 27 upon 10, that is h is equal to 2.7 centimeters. So this much water will rise in the cuboid. So please note it down, then we will see the next question. Okay, now next question. That I am taking from page number 784, example number 11. Question is a river of 3 meter deep and 40 meter wide, of 3 meter deep and 40 meter wide, is flowing at the rate of is flowing at the rate of 2 kilometer per hour. 2 kilometer per hour. How much water will fall? How much water will fall into the sea in a minute? Into the sea in a minute. Okay, so this is one of the important question. So let us see how to solve this. See, there is a river. For a while, see, with the help of the dimension, we can get an idea that they are talking about a river which is in a cuboidal shape, exactly cuboidal shape. Okay, something like this. However, it is not possible to draw the figure in that shape of cuboidal, but for this we can say this is the river and water is whose length and uh, whose depth and breadth are fixed. It is given this is how much meter deep? This is 3 meter deep. So here I can say h is 3 meter. Also it is given this is 40 meter wide. So B is equal to 40 meter. Now water from this river is falling into a sea. Okay. One thing more, it is given that speed of the flowing of the water, that is given 2 km per hour. For example, if I say the length of the river, or the suppose there is a very first water particle, so how much distance it has to travel before falling into sea is L. If I say length of the river is L before falling into sea, or if I say the distance traveled by water before falling into the sea is L. Now this I am considering distance is L and speed is given. So we can find and what we have to find, uh, that how much water will fall into the sea in a minute. So I can say time is 1 minute. Okay, speed is 2 kilometer per hour. With the help of this I can identify the length of the river. So let us see how to solve this. Okay, suppose, okay, or here h is equal to 3 meter, B is equal to 40 meter. Okay, now suppose suppose uh, before falling into the sea, now suppose before falling into the sea, river, that is water, has to travel L meters, that is length of river is L meters. Okay, so now here I can say we have h, we have b, now we have to find L. Okay, now speed is equal to 2 kilometer per hour. Okay, and here time is in minutes, so we have to convert this into minutes. So therefore s is equal to 2 into 1000 meter upon 60 minutes. Okay, so this gives you s is equal to 0, I can cancel 2 so 100 upon 3 meter per minute. Now um, speed is equal to distance upon time. So speed, that is 100 upon 3, and distance that we assumed L, and time is 1. This gives you L is equal to 100 upon 3 meters. Okay, so this we got the L. Now what we have to find, how much water will fall into the sea. For that we have this is B and this is L. So please note it down, then we'll see the remaining portion. Okay, so let us see the remaining portion over here. Okay, now amount of water falls into the sea is equal to L into B into H. L is 100 upon 3, B is 40, H is 3. That is 4000 meter cube. So this is our final answer. So please note it down. Then we will see the next question. Okay, now let us see the next question. That is from page number 785, example 12. Page number 785, example number 12. A granary is in a shape of a granary where we store the grains, that is called granary. A granary is in the shape of a cuboid of size of size 8 meter by 6 meter by 3 meter. If a bag of grain occupies a space of 0.65 of space occupies a space of 0.65 centimeter cube, meter cube. How many bags can be stored in a granary, in the granary? Okay, we have to find the number of bags that can be stored in that granary. Okay, so let us see how to solve this. See, uh, this is a granary and we have to empty some uh, bags. Okay, and we have to find how many bags. So for example, if I say 10 bags or 100 bags, so can I say 100 multiplied by volume of one bag is equal to volume of the granary or the capacity of the granary? So here 100 is not given, that number of bags is not given, that we have to find. So I will start with suppose n bags can be stored in the granary. Therefore I can say n multiplied by volume of one bag is equal to volume of granary. Okay, so therefore now n multiplied by volume of one bag is given 0.65. 0.65. Volume of granary which is in the shape of cuboid, that is LBH. Therefore n is equal to, or n multiplied by 0.65 is equal to, now L, B and H, that is 8 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 3. So when you solve this, that is also in meters. So 8 into 6 into 3 upon 0.65. Okay, so if you solve this, then you will get the value of n. Okay, so here I am taking directly the answer. It is 221.53. Okay, that you have to calculate by your own. That means approximate, we can say 221 bags. Okay, 222 bags or 221 bags, because we have to find number of bags. So find the answer here. Therefore, 221 bags can be stored in the granary. Okay, so please note it down. Then we will see the next question. Okay, now we'll see next question, that is example number 14th. Okay, example number 14th from page number 785. A metallic sheet, example number 14th. A metallic sheet is of the rectangular shape, is of the rectangular shape with dimensions 48 centimeter by 36 centimeter. From each one of its corner, from each one of its corner, a square of side 8 centimeter, a square of side 8 centimeter is cut off, is cut off. If a cuboidal box is made, if a cuboidal box is made using the remaining sheet, using the remaining sheet, find the volume of the box. Find the volume of the box. Okay, so there is a rectangular sheet. From each of its corner, a small square has been cut off. So suppose this is the rectangular sheet. for a while. Okay, this is the rectangular sheet. From this sheet, a small box or a small square, not box, has been cut out from each of its corner. Okay, that means now sheet will look like this. After cutting square from each end, it will look like this. Now from this remaining sheet we have to make a box, and then we have to find the volume of the box. Now very first thing, that the box that will get using this sheet will be a cuboidal box. Now cuboidal box, and its volume is, we know, L into B into H. So in short, we have to find the length, breadth and the height of that box. So see, when these two will come in this way, so this is 4 centimeters. Okay, because it is given the square size of that square which we are cutting from each of its corner is 4. So this is going to come in this way. So height H will be 4. Okay, now what about L? See, this complete is going to be the length, but this will be the effective length of the box, because this 4 and this 4 are not there. So L is equal to actually the length of this 48 minus, okay, this square is of side 8, so this will be 8. 48 minus 16, because I have to subtract this 8 as well as this 8, so that will be the L. And B, again I have to subtract this 8 and this 8, so B will be 36 minus again 8 plus 8, that is 16. Okay, so in this way we will get the length, breadth and height of the cuboid that will get with the help of remaining sheet. Okay, and after getting LBH, it's very easy to find its volume. So how we'll write this? Let us see solution over here. So okay, we'll draw a small diagram in this way. Now I am cutting squares from each of its end. Okay. So now here I will suppose length, breadth and height of the cuboid or the cuboidal box of the cuboidal box so formed with the help of with the remaining sheet are L, B and H respectively. Okay, therefore I can say L is equal to 48 minus 8 plus 8, that is 48 minus 16, that is 32. B is equal to 36 minus 8 plus 8, that is 36 minus 16, that is 20. And H is equal to 8, all in centimeter. Okay, so here we got the length, breadth and height of that cuboidal box. Now simply we'll find volume. So now volume is equal to L into B into H, that is 32 into 20 into 8. So this gives you 640 into 8. Finally 5120 centimeter square. That is the volume of that box. So please note it down. Then we will see the next question. Okay, as its volume, so here it won't be square, it will be cube. Okay, so here if you want to write, this is actually this the darkened portions are 8. Okay, this is 8 centimeter, this is 8, this is 8, this is 8. Okay. Okay. Now next question that we'll see from page number 786. Page number 786, example number 16th. Question is a rectangular tank measuring 5 meter by 4.5 meter by 2.1 meter is dug in the center of the field measuring 13.5 meter by 2.5 meter. The earth dug out is spread. The earth dug out is spread evenly over the remaining portion of the field. Over the remaining portion of the field. How much is the level of the field? How much is the level of the field raised? How much portion, how much level of the field is raised? Okay, so let us see its solution. A rectangular tank measuring this. So we have a rectangular tank, and this tank is in the center of the field. So I'm assuming this is the field for a while, and in between there is a tank. Okay, now measurements of field are 13.5 and 2.5. Okay, 2.5. Now here it is given the measurements of the tank are 5 meter by 4.5 meter. So this might be 5. Okay, and this must be 2.1 breadth, because it cannot be 2.5, because the whole length of the field is, or the breadth of the field is only 2.5. So this cannot be 4.5. That means 4.5 is the depth. Okay, now further it is written the whatever the soil or the earth taken out from this uh, tank is spread evenly over the remaining portion of the field. So definitely when we spread the soil or the earth over this remaining portion of the field, its level will rise. We have to find by how much its level will rise. So very first thing that I can say, the volume of this tank or the volume of the earth taken out from the uh, tank must be equal to the volume of the um, soil which is spread evenly over the field. Okay, so its length is given, its breadth is given, and height we have to find. Okay, and one thing more, how to find the volume of this? So can I say volume of this is area of this shaded portion minus, sorry, multiplied by height, that is h. Okay, so let us see how to solve this. So first of all, here I am taking this diagram. Okay, this is 13.5, this is 2.5, but obvious in meters only, and there is a tank whose length and breadth, so this is 2.1 meter, this is 5 meter, and the depth is 4.5 meter. So uh, here for field, capital L, that is length is 13.5 meter, B is equal to 2.5 meter. For tank, L is equal to 5 meter, B is equal to 2.1 meter, and H is equal to 4.5 meter. Now suppose, okay, now suppose the level of field, the level of field raised by h meters. Okay, now what we can say, now volume of now, okay, volume of earth taken out of tank is equal to volume of earth spread over the remaining portion of the field. Okay, but obvious whatever earth we are taking out from this tank is being spread over this portion, so volume must be same. So for a while m uh, okay, it's better to write this ABCD and this PQRS. Okay, so now I can say the volume of earth taken out from the tank is volume of earth, that is LBH, therefore I can say LBH. Now volume of earth taken spread over the remaining portion, so here I can say area of remaining portion, multiplied by capital H is level raised. Okay, now this small LBH, again I am keeping it as it is. Now area of remaining portion is what? I can say area of ABCD minus area of PQRS. Area ABCD minus area PQRS. Area ABCD minus area PQRS multiplied by capital H. Now this small LBH is 5, multiplied by 2.1 multiplied by 4.5 is equal to, now ABCD is AB multiplied by AD, that is 13.5 multiplied by 2.5. Area PQRS 5 multiplied by 2.1, and this H that we have to obtain. So when you calculate this, definitely you will get your answer. So please solve this. Okay, so we'll see this calculation part. Multiplication of these 5 multiplied by 2.5 into, so that is 47.25, that you have to do by your own. Okay, 47.25 multiplication of these three. Okay, now this is 37.75 minus, okay, 37.75. now over in your book, instead of 2.1 there it is 4.5, which is not possible. As I told you, it cannot be uh, greater than this size of the breadth of the field. So here I take this, so hence here I will get 10.50 multiplied by H. So this is 47.25 is equal to, now difference of these two is 27.25 multiplied by H, and ultimately H is equal to 47.25 divided by 27.25, which gives you approximate 1.7. 47.25 divided by 27.25, so this is approximate 1.7. So this is our final answer, and definitely it is in meters. This is the approximate value, so please note it down. Then we will see the next question. Okay, now we will see the next question. Okay, so this is the next question from page number 786, example number 17. A rectangular water reservoir, something like this, whose length and breadth 10.8 and 3.75 meter are given at the base. Okay, that means these are the length and breadth only. Now what we have to find, the water flows into it at the rate of 18 meter per second through a pipe. Now this has been filled with the help of another pipe whose cross section this into this. That means the pipe is in a shape of a cuboid whose length and breadth is this. Now what about the height of the pipe? That is again not given, but it is given the water flows through the pipe with this speed. Okay, what we have to find, so it is speed is given in per second. We have to find if the water is flowing into the tank through this pipe, so in half an hour or in 30 minutes, how much water will be there, or what will be the height of the tank, at which height it will be filled, that we have to find. So let's see how to solve this. First of all, uh, here for reservoir, L is 10.8 meter, B is 3.75 meter. Okay. for uh, cuboidal pipe, for cuboidal pipe, B is 7.5 centimeter and H is 4.5 centimeter. Okay, and here LBH. Okay, we have to find the water level up to which the water level rise. Okay, now now suppose uh, the water will rise in the reservoir. Suppose the water will rise in the reservoir by H meters. Okay, now also we have to suppose, now suppose a length of pipe is L centimeters. Okay, so or the pipe or the water has to travel L centimeters before falling into the that is water has to travel L centimeter before falling into the reservoir. Therefore I can say, or now I can say, now speed is equal to distance upon time. So speed is 18 meter per second. Okay, 18 meter per second. Distance is L centimeter. Okay, distance is L centimeters, or better to take L meters because this is in meters. Okay, here I am taking this is L meters. Okay, L meters because this speed is in meter per second and uh, time is 30 minutes. Okay, 30 minutes. Okay, so with the help of this I'll be able to get the L is equal to 18 meter per second, 18 meter per second multiplied by 30 minutes. Therefore L is equal to 18 meter per second multiplied by 30 into 60 seconds. Therefore L is equal to 18 into 1800 and hence is equal to L is equal to 32400 centimeters, sorry, meters. Okay, this is the length of the pipe in meters, or I can say L is equal to 3240000 centimeter. So now I got the length in centimeters for the pipe. B and H are already in centimeters, as well as for here we have these two things in meters. So note it down up to this point. Now simply what we have to do, this is the length of the pipe. So volume of the pipe in 30 minutes should be equal to volume of the water coming out of the pipe in 30 minutes should be equal to the volume of the water which has been collected into the reservoir in 30 minutes. These two must be equal. Here we have a small LBH and here capital H we have to find. So just by comparing the volumes we'll get our answer. But before that, note it down. Okay, so let us see how to solve it further. Okay, this L I need, so I'm keeping it as it is. Okay, now, okay, volume of water coming out of the pipe in 30 minutes is equal to volume of water in reservoir in 30 minutes. Okay, therefore I can say LBH is equal to capital L into capital B into capital H. Now, small l is 7.5 centimeter, a small b is, sorry, small l is this 32,324,000, b is 7.5 and small h is 4.5 is equal to capital L is equal to 10.8 into 100 because we need to convert into centimeters, and capital B is 3.75 into 100, and capital H we have to obtain. So here I can write, therefore capital H is equal to 324 into 100 into 100 into 100 into 100 into 7.5, okay, or 32400, simply 3240000 into 7.5 multiplied by 4.5 divided by 10.8 multiplied by 3.75, 10.8 into 100 multiplied by 3.75 multiplied by 100. Simply when you solve this you will get answer. So this 10,000, this we can cut directly. Here we have 324 into 75 into 45 divided by 108 into 375 in here over 10. Okay, I'm just removing the decimal. So this and this. Okay, this is the final answer. Now just simplify this to get the answer. Try to simplify this, then I will give you the final answer. Okay, so when you simplify this, you will get 270 centimeters. Okay, that is 2.7 meters. Okay, so this is the final answer. Please complete this and then we'll see the next question. Okay, now next we will see question number 19th from page number 787. Question number, example number 19th, page number 787. The edges of three metallic cubes, the edges of three metallic cubes are in the ratio are in the ratio 3 is to 4 is to 5. These cubes are these cubes are recast into a single cube, recast into a single cube whose diagonal is 12 root 3 centimeter. 12 root 3 centimeter. Find the edges of the cubes. Find the edges of the cubes. Okay, so let us see how to solve this. See, edges of three metallic cubes are in the ratio this. So, suppose the edges of cubes are A, B, C. Okay, suppose the edges of cubes are A, B, and C. Therefore, we have A is to B is to C is equal to 3 is to 4 is to 5. And hence I can say A equal to 3x, B is equal to 4x, and C is equal to 5x. Now, these cubes are recast into a single cube. So, we can say volume of that single cube must be equal to volume of uh, volume of these three cubes. Okay, now volume of three cubes is equal to volume of new cube. Okay, now suppose edge of new cube is y centimeter or y. Therefore, I can say a cube plus b cube plus c cube is equal to y cube. Okay, volume of these three cubes. So a cube is that is 3x whole cube plus 4x whole cube plus 5x whole cube is equal to y cube. Therefore, 27x cube plus 64x cube plus 125x cube is equal to y cube. Therefore, 216x cube is equal to y cube. Therefore, 6x is equal to y. Okay. Now, it is also given that diagonal of new cube is 12 root 3. Now, diagonal is equal to uh, now diagonal of new cube. Now diagonal of new cube is equal to 12 root 3. Therefore, y root 3 is equal to 12 root 3. Therefore, y is equal to 12, but y equal to 6x, that is 12, and hence x is equal to 2. Okay, as soon as we got x, now we can find the edges of. Okay, so finally here now edges of cubes are, okay, 3x comma 4x comma 6x, therefore 6 centimeter comma 8 centimeter comma 12 centimeter. Okay, not 12, actually it is 5x, so this will be 10 centimeter. Okay, so please note it down, then we will see the next question. Okay, so this is the next question taken from exercise 15.2, page number 789, question number 6. A plot of land is in the form of a rectangle whose dimensions are given. There is a drainlet whose width is 10 meter is dug all around the plot, and it is also given the drainlet is outside the plot. So suppose this is the plot. Okay, for a while I am considering this is the plot, rectangular plot. Okay, and this is the drainlet which is dug all around it. Okay, so what they are doing, the earth which is taken out by digging this drainlet is spread all over this plot. So we have to find what is the depth of the drainlet. So it is given the dimensions of the plot are 160 by 120. So here for plot length is equal to 160 meter, breadth is equal to 120 meter. Okay, for the plot dimensions are given. Also it is given when we spread the earth, the soil taken out from this drainlet over the plot, its height raises by 20 centimeters. So here I can write further. Also level of plot increases by 20 centimeter, that is h is equal to 20 upon 100. Okay. Now for drainlet, for drainlet L is equal to, see, this is the length of the drainlet. Okay. So this much is 160. Okay. Or when I have to find the, see, I have to find the volume of the earth taken out from the drainlet. And how I can find this? Can I say, if I assume the depth of the drainlet be h, then area of this, suppose if I name it ABCD and if I name it PQRS, so volume of earth or soil taken out from the drainlet must be equal to the area of drainlet multiplied by its depth. And area of drainlet, this shaded portion, and this shaded area of this shaded portion can be measured with the help of area of ABCD minus area of PQRS. So I won't write area of, for drainlet length, instead of length I do write AB is equal to, okay, further here right, now AB is equal to, AB is equal to, see, this PQ is 160, so 160 plus 10 plus 10, that is 180 meters. And this AD is equal to, AD is equal to, this PS is 120, so this 10 width and this 10 width, that is 120 plus 10 plus 10, that is 140 meters. Now suppose, depth of depth of drainlet is h meters. Now I can say volume of earth or volume of soil, volume of soil taken out, volume of soil taken out from drainlet, is equal to volume of earth or soil spread over the plot. Okay, now how to find the volume of soil taken out from the drainlet is area of drainlet. Okay, in top view it's area of drainlet multiplied by depth of drainlet, area of drainlet multiplied by depth of drainlet, volume of earth. So here area of plot multiplied by h, that we assumed already. Now area of drainlet, can I say area ABCD minus area PQRS? So area ABCD minus area PQRS multiplied by depth of drainlet, we assumed small h. Now area of plot, I can say PQ multiplied by PS, or simply I can say capital L multiplied by capital B and H. Now just I have to put the values. Area ABCD is AB multiplied by AD, and area PQRS is PQ multiplied by PS. PQ multiplied by PS into H is equal to capital LBH. Still I am keeping this as it is. Now in next step I will put all the values. So note it down up to this, and then we will see the remaining solution. Okay, so now here I am going to put the values. So okay, AB and AD. This is AB, this is AD. That I need 180 and 140. Okay, therefore 180 multiplied by 140 minus PQ into RS, that is 160 into 120. 160 into 120 multiplied by small h is equal to 160 multiplied by 120 multiplied by 20 upon 100. Therefore, now 180 into 140 is equal to 25200, and 16 into 120 is 19200 multiplied by h. This 0 will cancel, this 0 will cancel with this 0, so is equal to 160 into 24. Therefore, now here difference 6000 multiplied by h is equal to 160 into 24. So here h is equal to 16 into 24 into 10 upon 6 into 100 into 10. Okay, now this 10 and 10 I can cancel out directly. H is equal to 64 upon 100. Therefore, h is equal to 0.64 meters. So this is the final answer. Please note it down. Then we will see the next question. Okay, now we will see next question, that is question number 9th. Okay, question number 9th. If V is the volume of a cuboid, if V is the volume of the cuboid of dimensions ABC, of dimensions A, B and C, and S is its surface area, and S is its surface area, then prove that, then prove that 1 upon V is equal to 2 upon S upon A plus 1 upon B plus 1 upon C. Okay, so let us see how to solve this. Okay, V is the volume, S is the surface area. Here only it is written surface area. So by default we are going to assume it total surface area. Also it is given the dimensions are ABC. So here dimensions of cuboid are A, B and C. Therefore S is equal to twice of AB plus BC plus CA, and V is equal to ABC. Okay, now we have to prove this. So now we'll start with RHS. Now right hand side is equal to 2 upon S, 1 upon A plus 1 upon B plus 1 upon C. Okay, we'll simplify RHS. Therefore RHS is equal to 2. Now at the place of S I am writing 2 AB plus BC plus C. Okay, over here I can take LCM, that is ABC. So here I can put BC plus CA plus AB. Okay, therefore RHS is equal to this 2 and 2 cancel. Here see, we have AB plus BC plus CA. Here again we have the same thing, only the arrangement is different. AB plus BC plus CA. So we can cancel out this as well. So what we left with 1 upon ABC. And what is 1 upon ABC? It's volume. So RHS is equal to 1 upon V. Therefore RHS is equal to LHS, because 1 upon B is the expression which is on the left hand side. Hence proved. Okay, so please note it down. Then we'll see the next question. Okay, now we'll see the next question. That is from page number 790, question number 11th, its first part. Okay, same exercise, page number 790, question number 11th, its first part. Question is the area of three adjacent faces of a cuboid R X, Y and Z. If the volume is V, if the volume is V, prove that prove that V square is equal to XYZ. Okay, so let us see how to solve this. See, it is given area of three adjacent faces. So for a while, if I draw a cuboid in this way, now three adjacent faces. So if I take a face which is on the left side, okay, another face which is at the bottom, okay, left side, bottom, and the this front one, okay, three faces. So if I consider this is L, this is B, and this is H. So area of this left side face will be B into H. Okay, area of this bottom face will be L into B, and area of that back surface will be L into H. That means this X, Y, and Z I can express in terms of LBH. Okay, so let us see. Suppose the dimensions of cuboid are L, B, and H. Therefore, I can write X is equal to LB, Y is equal to BH, and Z is equal to LH. Now, okay, now there are two ways. Either I can start from its left hand side to get the right hand side, or I can start from the right hand side to get the left hand side, or simply I can say now X multiplied by Y multiplied by Z. That means multiplied by these three is equal to LB into BH into LH. Therefore, I can write XYZ is equal to LBH into LBH. Therefore, XYZ is equal to LBH square. And we know for a cuboid, product of all three dimension is equal to its volume. That is LBH is equal to V square. And finally, we do write the last expression in the way which is given in the question. So V square is equal to XYZ. Hence proof. Please note it down. Then we'll see the next question. Okay, now next question that we are going to take is from the same question number 12th. It's first. A solid cube is cut. A solid cube is cut into two cuboids into two cuboids of equal volumes of equal volumes. Find the ratio of find the ratio of total surface area total surface area of the given cube of the given cube and that of one of the cuboids and that of one of the cuboids. Okay, there is a cube which has been cut into two cuboids whose volumes are same. So let me explain you one thing. This is the cube that we have. Okay, now this has been cut into two volumes, two cubes of equal volume in something like this. Okay, so suppose each edge of cube is A. See, what we have to find ratio of the total surface area of the cube. So that is, as it is A, it will be 6A square directly. Now to get the uh, total surface area of the cuboid, we must have its length, breadth and height. So you can see when we cut into two equal parts, so two of its dimensions are going to be same. That means if I say this is B, so it will remain A only. This is H, this will remain A only. Length will become half of A. Now on cutting a cube into two cuboids of equal volume, dimensions of such a cuboid will be L is equal to A by 2. Okay, B and H are going to be same. B is equal to A and H is equal to A. Now what we have to find, ratio of total surface area of these two. So now TSA of cube is equal to 6A square. Now TSA of cuboid is twice of LB plus BH plus HL. Therefore 2 into LB, that is A by 2 into A plus A into A plus A into A by 2, that is 2 A square by 2 plus A square plus A square by 2. So 2 here, if I take LCM 2, so A square plus 2A square plus A square. So TSA of cuboid is equal to 2 multiplied by 4A square by 2. 2 multiplied by 4A square by 2, that is equal to 4A square. So now we can find the ratio. Now required ratio is 6A square upon 4A square, that is A square cancel, 3 is to 2, 3 by 2. This is the required ratio. So please note it down. Okay, so this is all about this lecture. Now we'll meet in next lecture, and over there we'll start new chapter, that is surface area and volumes of cylinder. Till then, bye. Thank you. Take care. Stay at home.